allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hopefully everyone has reviewed the agenda. And we'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as it stands.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, moving on. Our showcase.
Thank you very much. So tonight is a special night at Radford City Public Schools. We have, usually we fill the room up on these nights, and tonight's no exception. So I would like to begin our meeting tonight with recognition of three very special people. And I would call to the podium Mr. Cole Wilder to start things off with a couple of retiree recognitions, please, sir.
All right, so we have two legends that are retiring, so I'm going to try to do this justice. Would you like to do them together or just one at a time? Does it matter?
It's up to you.
Okay. We'll start off with Miss Michelle Saunders. So good evening, members of the school board, Dr. Joyce, colleagues, families, and friends. Tonight, I have the honor of recognizing someone whose creativity, passion, and dedication have left a lasting mark on generations of students in Radford City Schools, Miss Michelle Saunders. Michelle's got a really cool story. I shared it, I think that was last year at the Teacher of the Year recognition, but when back in 1984, Michelle had a vision for an elementary art program in Radford City Schools. At that time, that was not a funded position, so instead of taking no for an answer, Michelle applied for a grant, an elementary art grant, and created her own position, and it must have gone well because 40 years later, the elementary art program is rolling, and she's here today. Again, Miss Saunders goes above and beyond in everything she does. She's the kind of person who, when she walks into your office with an idea, you just kind of learn to say yes and then let her go because she will turn that into something extraordinary. Probably the coolest thing I've seen in my years with Miss Saunders was last year. She really had a big cross-curricular activity where she took a group of 6th graders to the Glencoe Museum, and they toured the museum, learned a lot about Radford history. Then they came back and created coloring books that were in turn sold at the museum. In that, she did lots of cross-curricular things. They even talked about pricing, and so there was math in the art lesson. That project perfectly reflects who Michelle is as an educator. She doesn't just teach art, she creates experiences for her students. She builds connections, and she helps students see their ideas and creativity matter. So for 4 decades, Michelle Saunders has enriched the lives of who knows how many children in Radford. And for much of that, she did that split between Belle Heath and McHarg. So it was only recently that she's been exclusively at Belle Heath. So I can't imagine how you pulled that off for all those years. So she was at 3 schools. Miss Saunders, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your passion and always advocating for the arts and for dreaming big for our students. Congratulations on your retirement. You will truly be missed. You left.
We're going to get some pictures, make you famous.
We're coming around.
So our kids and staff at the high school put these together. Mr. Dye has graciously offered his services for the cutting board. I don't know how much of that you can carry. Let's do that. Yeah, look at there. That's perfect. I was not smiling for your picture, Dr. Medina.
1, 2, 3, cheese.
That's better. Congratulations.
So I also have the absolute honor to recognize Joy Webb, who probably everybody in this room knows. So Miss Webb, come on up. So every great school has someone behind the scenes who quietly keeps everything moving. At Bell Heath, there is no doubt that is and has been for a long time Miss Joy Webb. She's been the calm in the chaos, a frequent problem solver. She organizes everything. She's that welcoming face that students see every day, and the steady hand that so many of our students, families, and staff members have relied on every single day. While her title may have just been office manager, anyone who has worked with her knows she has truly been the engine that keeps our school running. But beyond all the logistics and responsibilities, Joy's greatest impact has and always will be people. Every child who walked into the office felt welcomed. Every family felt seen and cared for. And if you think when our families come, when a kid checks in late, there's a 9 out of 10 chance something has went wrong. It could just be a bad hair day, or the alarm didn't go off. And Miss Webb was always that person there that when they were having a bad day, got them transitioned into school. She has a way of making even stressful moments feel manageable simply because of her kindness, warmth, and presence. One story that perfectly captures Joy happened when Dr. Joyce was visiting just a few weeks ago during a particularly hectic moment in the office. I wasn't in the office, but it sounds like phones were ringing, people were asking questions, papers needed signed, the printer was going, and somehow Joy was doing all those at once. Afterwards, Dr. Joyce caught me in the hallway and said he could have sworn at one point it looked like Joy had 3 arms, just because she was doing all of those things.
Doing them well.
Yeah, that story feels pretty accurate to anyone who has worked with her. Joy, your impact on Bell Heath can truly not be measured. You have supported multiple generations of students, families, teachers, and administrators, and our school is better because of you. If your previous administrators could be here, they would share a similar story. You really make it happen behind the scenes. On behalf of our entire Bell Heath family, thank you for your dedication, your compassion, your humor. She's pretty funny. And your countless years of service. Congratulations on your retirement. It is well deserved, and you will be deeply missed. Bill, if you get tired of her, just send her on back. We'll take her. Yeah. Give me a...
All right. So again, we want to thank Mr. Dye for the cutting board, and Mr. McPeak and his kids for the rockin' R with your name on it. I'm going to set this right here, okay? Oh, looky there.
See, she does have 3 arms.
She does.
She can juggle it all.
All right, good job. That is. So another person we'd like to recognize also works behind the scenes, doesn't get a lot of fanfare. In fact, isn't here tonight. But Mr. Dye has been gracious enough to put together some remarks to recognize Miss Amy Ramsey.
Caleb was like, me? Caleb could do it, though.
I hope it's on autopilot.
We'll see. It's an honor for me to have the opportunity to say a couple words about Amy Ramsey. When I started at Bell Heath, she was the ITRT there, and I was going in early to set up my room, and with Amy's personality, for those of you who know her, she welcomed me with a, "Who are you?" So I explained who I was, and she immediately helped me to my room, helped me get my technology set up, and she was always there for any new idea. She was always on board to try something new. She later moved to Dalton. I moved to Dalton. When I walked in, I was welcomed with, "Why you again?" So again, she helped me to my room, and I was introduced to her husband, Bob. And Bob and Amy used to skydive. So in one of my lessons, we did an egg drop where we would take an egg up with a drone and drop it with a parachute. So Amy volunteered to come in and do a lesson. She and Bob brought in all of their skydiving gear and did this wonderful hands-on lesson with those kids. And that year, not one single egg bust, so they did a good job. So Amy eventually moved to the school board office. I'm at the school board office now, right? So when I walked through the door,
That's the last time you guys make the same move. Okay.
correct,
Okay.
correct.
Just making sure.
This time I was welcomed with a why. So, in her position here, she went from an ITRT to a technology specialist. And she took on the vision of Chromebooks. And when COVID rolled around and we had the one-to-one initiative, she took on the role of inventorying, repairing, and just the inventory itself was amazing. She is one that if you need something, she knows exactly where it is, and kept that going. Being organized and knowledgeable of her inventory, the turnover time to pick up from getting the Chromebooks to repairing them back to the students' hands is a matter of hours as opposed to days. Amy's presence and expertise and unique stories will be greatly missed. Thank you, Amy, for 28 years of service to students, teachers, and the division.
We'll make sure that her things get to her. Thank you. All right. Again, this is a bittersweet part of our year. We wish all of our retirees happiness in their next chapter, and we look forward to hearing about all the great things you accomplish from this day forward. Next up, if I could have Miss Carol Andrews. I know you're there somewhere. Miss Andrews, could you come to the podium and tell us a little bit about your most recent trip with Model General Assembly?
Thank you. Girls, y'all want to come up here, or do you just want to stand here, or do you want to sit? Or?
Oh, there's room around the podium. Yeah.
Well, I'm Carol Andrews, and it's been my honor to do MGA for, I have to count, like 13 years, I think. I helped Mrs. Lane Argabright when she was the sponsor, and then when she retired, I took it over. But this year, we attended Model General Assembly, as usual, in Richmond, Virginia, and there were 14, is that right? I think 14 students. We had a wonderful time right here, as you can see on the screen. These are the junior and senior members of the House of Delegates. And we have Maddox Adams and Lily Hottie, who's here. She's one of my veterans. Is this your third year? Was this your third year? Yes, ma'am. Third year at MGA. And then Ellie Edwards and Kennedy, right here. This was Kennedy's first year. And Emma Racui, this was her third year, as well as, and then Jalen Holt's first year. And then all three guys. This was their first year, and I think I skipped Lillian's third year. Lillian was on her way, and she had a flat tire. And so she's not able to be here. She was my president this year, and Lily, you were vice president, correct? Yes, ma'am. And then Emma was secretary. So, and first of all, let me say I appreciate their help, because I was a space cadet this year for some reason, and they, every time I ask them a question, they're like, Miss Andrews, we've got it right here. I'm like, okay, thank you. That's what your job is. I appreciate y'all's help very much. I had 4 underclassmen legislators, and right there they are, Libby McConnell and Shannon Wade and Jazzy Adalga, who are here, and then Cece. Underclassmen legislator is like a mini MGA. They go in and they learn how to write bills. They take them to committee. They present them. They debate them, and then they either pass or veto. They also get to tour the Capitol. Is that correct? Did y'all do the library of one of the library? I can't remember if y'all did that or not, but they have a really interesting little mini MGA. So next year they're ready for MGA. They know how to go in. They know how to write bills, debate them, and do all that. So I think they had a good time, and I just wanted to say how beautiful they all look. So, and then this is just Ellie and Maddox. I think, do you remember if this is Maddox's second or third year? Do you remember? This is Maddox's third year. Third and Ellie's second year. Okay, and then there's the guys. I said they're dressed for success, so they can wear a tie and a suit, believe it or not. Which is what I love about MGA, because they are required to have a dress code. And I feel like that Radford always looks the best. I'm partial, so. But that's Emma. I love watching Emma when she's in the House or the Senate, because she gets so fired up about stuff. And that was a bill I think she stood up and talked about a few minutes later. But you could just see her; she was just sitting there shaking her head because she didn't agree with what was going on. But And then we have Garland and Jalen right there. They're in the house. And what's so wonderful about MGA again is for a while we were not allowed to be in the Capitol building, in the House or the Senate chambers. And the last 2 years we have been, and it's such a wonderful experience that these young people get to sit in the chairs of the delegates and the senators in the state of Virginia. And it's just a great experience. I think they get to see how beautiful the Capitol is. And okay, now this is Maddox is all the way over like this, looking like, oh my gosh, what is going on? She is looking perplexed. But she was right, because they passed a bill, I think they passed a bill and they did the wrong protocol for it. And she actually stood up and spoke about it, because they have learned the correct procedure about presenting bills. So they had to go back later on and fix that. But I love that picture of Maddox, because she's like, what are y'all doing? I mean, that look on her face is just priceless. I love it. So, okay. Now, before you go to don't go to the next slide yet, Brian. I want to ask you, I took them up to the 4th floor, and I had them stand in front of this picture. Does anybody in this room know who that portrait is of? Governor John Dalton from Radford. You can go to the next slide. Very good. Y'all pass on that. He was governor of Virginia from 1978 to 1982. He was also a House of Delegates representative. He was a senator, and he was also lieutenant governor. But that's where Dalton Intermediate School gets his name, Dalton Drive, because he was from Radford. His son still practices law here in Radford. So I wanted to show the students. Plus, his father, Teddy Dalton, was also Ted Dalton, and the Turks and some others. I wanted to show the students that Radford has a lot of history in Richmond when it comes to politics, and we have a lot to be proud of, and we definitely have I have a lot to be proud of with these young ladies and gentlemen that attended MGA. So I'm going to turn it over to any of them to see if they would like to say something right now.
Okay, I'll say something. Hi, I'm Lily Al-Hadi, if you don't know me. I wanted to say that Senora has been an amazing role model for us, well, for me, for the past 3 years. MGA, has really changed my life, honestly. Before, if you know me, I'm not a shy person, but I would get scared to speak in front of people. And honestly, speaking in front of you guys today, MGA has helped me do that. I couldn't make eye contact, I couldn't speak up, but now I can because of MGA. And that's all I have to say. If anyone wants to say anything else.
Hi, my name is Jazzy Hidalgo. I went to underclassmen legislature. This was my first year. Last year I tried to go to MGA, but I didn't have my hours in time, so then I couldn't go. But then I got my hours in time to get together because I knew that this was Senora's last year and I really wanted to experience it with her. And she was just such a great leader, and she was able to show us and teach us the right protocol and everything. And in underclassmen legislature, we were more able to make mistakes and to be able to learn. We got to go to the committee and the house. We got to do all of them. And yeah, it was just such a great experience, and I hope we can keep this club going for next year so I can keep going. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Liddy. That was awesome. Thank you. I did want to give you all just a sample, one of our bills that we did a couple years ago at MGA, just to show you how they have to follow a certain procedure for writing bills in Virginia. It's crazy, all this stuff that they have to go through. But I think this bill, and help me, Lily, this was the one that Lily Hurst did on the
Lily and Mason.
yes, that they did, and it was for internships through FFA, and it was a really interesting debate with some of the students in Northern Virginia who said, what if they don't have, what was it, farms or something, or
Yeah.
or ag at school or something. But I just want to show y'all, this is an example of some of the bills that they have to write. So they have to go to workshops, either virtually or in person, and they learn how to write these bills. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting how they learn how to write a bill. And the thing I like about it is they've become so informed about their state government and how it functions, so that they, when they're going to vote or when they get involved, they can make a really good decision. And it also is great for citizenship. And the other thing that I love about MGA is they get to meet people from all over the state of Virginia, schools that I had never heard of, and accents that I love to hear. For example, Tangier Island. The way they have to travel is they have to come over on a boat, and then they get off the boat, and then they have to drive into Richmond. So that's their travel time. And then you have schools from like Bluefield, Graham, and we're all talking about how far that we have to travel. And then, of course, you have schools around Richmond, which is easy. But just getting to know people from across the state and how important it is for Tangier Island when they present a bill about fishing industry, or like, that doesn't have anything to do with us. And then Graham High School, maybe about the coal industry, and the fishing people are going, well, that doesn't have anything, but it does because we're the state of Virginia. So it's really great to learn about the diversity in our state. And I think the students learn so much, and they have a great time too. They have free time where they get to mingle and meet other people. They have elections where they elect a youth governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general. There's a lot of appointed offices. They can ask to be a committee chair, floor leader, and so and they learn the proper protocol, and they learn about business attire too, which I'm big on that. So we had a wonderful time, and I do want to thank you for your support all these years. It's been great, and I hope the MGA keeps going and going. Next year this was the 79th, and next year will be the 80th Model General Assembly. So thank you again for your support, and thank you, ladies, for coming tonight.
Do you think
Yes, sir.
is there a chance these capable kids could run back up to Richmond and hammer out a budget?
Well, believe it or not, next year one of the things that they're going to do as part of MGA is do a budget. They're going to be presented with a budget and have certain amount of money.
I think we should do that this year.
I think we can pass bills better than our regular legislature can. So, thank you.
I'll say it.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, that's the school and student showcase.
Okay. Moving on to consent items, we had 2 meetings of minutes to approve. One of those was our town hall. So, and then there were a few facilities requests that were approved. So if there are no questions, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent items.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, consent items stand. Okay. Now,
So can I back up on the agenda for just a second?
Sure.
Would you mind to come and share?
I think Mr. Ferguson would.
Okay. History Day. We skipped right over History Day. That's my fault.
okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
Hang on here.
Sorry, Mr. Ferguson.
It's quite all right. So. Yeah. All right. Members of the board, Dr. Joyce, I'd like to recognize Radford High School students for participating in the Virginia State History Day competition. This is our second year participating in the program. We've had a bit of success at the district level, and this year we had a state accomplishment that I'll share in just a little bit. But these individuals, it was not optional. It was part of my dual enrollment class, so they did not get to say no to this. But early on, it was, I believe, during some of our virtual days due to the snow ice storm of 2026 that I had to introduce History Day. And essentially they were able to pick a project that had to do with reform, reaction, and recovery. History Day does it to where the topic is very broad to allow for students to explore whatever it is that they want to. So as a they write up a proposal, try to come up with primary and secondary sources so I know that they have a project worth pursuing. So I do want to recognize those that are here tonight. These folks, at least represent the 3 groups that advanced to the state competition at the Museum of History and Culture in Richmond. So it's very cool. We got to see a lot of the exhibits there and interact with other students. One of my favorite memories was when Lily Kennedy, and Olivia spoke to a gentleman talking about different activities that Revolutionary War soldiers did, and I learned quite a bit actually from that. So, but I do want to talk first about Mickey Barron. Mickey was in the individual exhibit category. He placed in 3rd at the district level. Top 3 participants at the district level move on to the state competition. Mickey did a project on the USO and its impact that it's had on America's armed forces. The judges noted that his and creativity in the project was very evident. There is a performance category that I'm hoping Mickey might consider doing next year. And he has never done any of that before, so I think he would be good for that. So Mickey, again, advanced to the state competition, did very well, proud of his project, and it's very pretty. I should have shared some pictures from that. But Mickey, congratulations. Good job there. So Mickey. Also want to recognize Evelyn Reif. I believe you're the only one here from your group, but she was also joined by Emma Hebner and Lauren Robertson. They did a project on the 1960 election and how that really transformed the way that we view media and politics. The presidential debate of Nixon and Kennedy, one of the first televised debates with the major candidates appearing, and they did a wonderful job. I think they started the project at first trying to take a jab at my kind of think that Kennedy's might be a bit overrated, but I asked them to tweak it, and they did a great job. They got to interview their grandparents who do have memories of the 1960 election. One has some campaign buttons that were used during that election, and they were also able to use the mini bobbleheads that I have in my classroom. The judges talked about their knowledge when they were interviewed, the materials that they used, especially the campaign artifacts, as well as the interview, so they really gave them high marks for that. So they did a wonderful job, so let's recognize them. They did come in second at the district competition, and so they were there at state. The last group consists of Lillian Dunn, Kennedy Fender, Olivia Close, and two who are not able to join us, Evie McClure and Lily Hyatt. They did their project on women's suffrage and really went back a number of decades, centuries really, to talk about the progression of women's kind of role in American society, talked at length over the 19th Amendment, talked about some current challenges that they might face. They placed third in the entire state of Virginia in the group exhibit category. To my knowledge, that's the first time a Radford High School student has placed at the state level. Unfortunately, only the top two groups advance onto the national competition at Maryland. But, you know, first time, so that's pretty cool from that group there. Their board is very nice. We like to thank Dr. McDaniel, spent some time to interview for that project, which the judges really appreciated. It was aesthetically pleasing, and the judges really praised their meticulous skills that they use, especially on the citations, which are not the most fun thing to do. But we had a good time in Richmond. We made an overnight trip, so yeah, congratulations. So, yeah. They can obviously do it again next year if they want, and I'm not their teacher, so they can say no. So, but I don't know if I need to let them talk about their experience. Miss Andrews did, so I feel obligated to do that. So I won't make you. That's up to you. But I'm done speaking now. So. Nobody?
I'll go. Somebody had to do it. Okay. This whole experiment really helped because I've not done many things about any history project of some sort, especially one that went to some sort of state level. So it really helped me to speak extemporaneously if I was asked the most random questions. Like, my scope was on World War II with the USO's impact, and someone asked me, was Elvis in the USO? And I was like, I have no idea. And I found out he wasn't. He was already fighting out there, but learning about things on my own time after just not knowing how to answer questions or knowing how to answer questions and then becoming more comfortable over time whenever I'm asked something similar just has made me a better public speaker. And yeah.
Thank you all. Ms. Rife, thank you. I would have sailed right across that, so thank you very much. Okie dokie. Back where?
Okay, so now we are, at this time, the school board will now hear public comments on matters relevant to pre-K through 12 public education in Radford City Schools. and the business of the school board and the school division from Radford citizens who signed up prior to this meeting. The purpose of the public comment section of the meeting is for the board to offer an orderly forum to receive public comments. We invite all who speak to do so with respect and kindness, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. And so on my list first, I have Ben Harvey.
Hi, my name is Ben Harvey. I'm a senior at Radford High School, and what I wanted to talk about today was the employment of Mr. Frankenberger back in our music program. I've been in band for 5 years now, and I wouldn't be the person I am or where I'm at today without Mr. Frankenberger. Throughout basically all of my high school life, I felt lost in certain ways, but there's always been that person that I can come back to, and that's always been Mr. Frankenberger. He changed the way I view music, how I view the world, how I interact with others. He changed the community. Even my mom respects him. Whenever he gets a little mad at the band, she'll put her phone away. I think it would be a disservice almost to the school, to its members, to its community, if we didn't think about Frankenberger again. And he's even brought some of these kids here today just for his support, for his revival back in the music program. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, and next on the list is Zachary Gray.
Hi, I'm Zachary Gray. I've come to speak to you about the same thing that my friend Ben Harvey has come to speak about, and that's my concerns with the future of our band program at the high school. I'm an upcoming senior, and I've been in the band program since 7th grade. I've developed an incredible love and passion for music because of our band program, and a respect for the auditory arts as a whole. I've studied classical composers for many other school extracurricular activities because of my love for the band program. And that love for the band program has been because of not only just the program itself and the high school, but also because of the employment of teachers at the high school that make me want to learn about music. Those two teachers in particular have been Mr. Frankenberger, Mr. Saunders. They both had an incredible impact on my musicianship and also my character as a person. They have helped me develop personally as well as in the curricular department of my life. I've determined what my future is going to be based on this band program, and that's why it's deeply important to me. I plan right now to go to Radford University and study music education because I want to be like people. I want to be someone like Mr. Frankenberger and Mr. Saunders. I cannot overstate how much of an impact they've both had on my life and my foreseeable future, to be completely honest with you. And I can't see the band program without them. And that was a challenge because this past year, Mr. Frankenberger stepped down as the band director. And new people were hired. And that was a challenge for me and many of my fellow classmates, not only because it's a new person, but also because we've developed these things that we believe should be in the band program. And some of those things were lost. Some things that we believed were annual things that we looked forward to may have disappeared. Some things that we expected from a band director didn't happen because it was a different person. And that really had an impact on the band program and its students. Many of us would talk with each other about how different this year was because of how much of a challenge it was for us to remain in the band program, just because of how different and hard it was for us to get used to all these new things that the band director had brought in, not necessarily bad things, but things that were a detriment to us, in all honesty. There were multiple times where we just felt we weren't growing as musicians. I didn't feel this year like I've grown since this past year because of the difference in challenges that I've faced. I think that with this new change of band director that the school is having, there is no one better for the job than Mr. Frankenberger. in all honesty. I think that he's the only person that is acceptable for the job, especially because of his own previous involvement with the band. I think he's the only person. He himself, as a band director, influenced what we expected from football games, what we expected from marching band competitions, and what we expected from things after school. He said things in a way that made us want to learn. He made me want to improve my sight reading abilities, or my ability to discuss music with other people. And he respected me as a musician. He understood that even though I was a high schooler, I had a deep love for this stuff, and he enabled that by giving me music theory lessons, things that I'm not going to use until my sophomore year of college. He taught me to get me ahead. And that's been missed this year. I haven't been able to engage with the thing that I love most in my life, being music, to that same ability this year. And it's for that reason that there's only one person, in my opinion, fit for the job, and that's Daniel B. Frankenberger. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Macy? There she is. Okay, I didn't see her. Saw Mom up here. I didn't see her.
Good evening. I wrote this in an essay form because I don't know how else to write, so. I am Macy Sadler. I'm a junior at Radford High School, and I have been in band since 7th grade when I attended Dalton. Music has always been a passion for me and most of my bandmates who are here, which I appreciate because I asked them to come. This past year was very stressful for everyone, including some of the adults and parents that carry the band with us to competitions and to football games that last too long. Too long. And change is never easy, but it's very necessary. And as Zach said, many people quit band and dropped out, and I myself came very, very close. Thankfully, I stayed. And Mr. Farmer was the only director I'd had besides Mr. Frankenberger and Mr. Saunders, and I'd like to thank him for the past year and encouraging us and making us a stronger band. We accomplished a lot of new things, and I hope that we leave a lasting impression on him, and I wish him well in his next position. When I learned that Mr. Frankenberger would be applying for band director, I felt the exact same way as if he had been there in 6th grade telling me about band that I'd never heard of. And I would like to take this opportunity to ask you all here today to consider Mr. Frankenberger for the position of the band director. Having someone who already knows the band and has worked with them would make the change seamless and allow us more time to work on the new material. Mr. Frankenberger showed students what it means to love music. The passion and appreciation he brings to the band impacted everyone deeply, and the students who are with me here with me today ask you to understand how much that means to us. And I ask you to take our request into consideration when you make your final decision on who to hire for our next Radford Band Director. Thank you.
And Kenneth Stevens.
All right. So I came here straight from work, so I don't have anything prepared, so I'm just going to wing it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kenneth Stevens. I have been with the Band Boosters since 2018. I was the vice president for a year, and then I was the president for 3 years. You know, those who do any kind of booster or chaperone work with any school groups know, you know, it's a lot of work. We're underpaid, you know. But really, you know, we do everything that we do for the kids, and we do everything that we do, you know, for their success. But occasionally a person comes along where we do what we do for them. And that man was Daniel Frankenberger. You know, from the moment I met Daniel, he just impressed me with the way he was with the kids and how much he cared about them. And when I heard these kids would be here tonight, they did that because they wanted you to hear that too. Not because anyone told them they had to be here. Not because, you know, there was some need that they had to come here and do that. They did it because they wanted you to know how much they cared about Daniel Frankenberger as a teacher and as a band director and as a mentor. I'm proud of them for being here today. And I absolutely had to be here to support them and to back up their statement that I think that we are faced with an opportunity to allow a man to come back to a program that he loved, that loved him, that the students loved, that the parents loved. Daniel Frankenberger is Radford Bands. He made it what it is today, and I would relish the opportunity to see him come back and make it as successful as I know it can be. I thank you for your time, and I really hope you consider that. Thank you.
All right, there are no other names on the list. I don't know if someone else got here too late to sign up, but I will give you an opportunity. Okay, hearing none. Dr. Joyce, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. So next I'd like to bring to the podium Dr. Jack Hayes. Can you come forward, please, sir? Dr. Hayes is here on behalf of the American Revolution Institute and has a very special presentation that he would like to present to the crowd. Thank you, Dr. Hayes. The floor is yours.
Okay, Dr. Joyce, members of the school board, thank you for hearing me this evening. In May of 1783, almost 250 years ago, that was 6 months before the Revolutionary War ended, the soldiers, the officers in George Washington's Continental Army founded the Society of the Cincinnati, whose Virginia chapter I represent this evening. They named the society after the ancient Roman general Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus, who was widely considered to be the model of good citizenship and selfless service to nation, because he turned down an offer to become a Roman dictator and instead returned as a simple citizen to farm and home. These officers were serving notice that Cincinnatus and not any of the Caesars would be their model of citizenship in the new republic. Since its inception, the society has striven to keep alive the principles for which the founding fathers fought, what Thomas Jefferson called life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, what the other founders called the natural rights of man. Cincinnati members led the way in incorporating these rights in our state and national bills of rights and in the structure of our government with its separation of powers and checks and balances designed to prevent tyranny. The Society of the Cincinnati in the state of Virginia each year gives over $100,000 in grants, scholarships, and awards to individuals and institutions who best teach or embody these principles. One of these awards comes through our Teacher of the Year program. This year's Teacher of the Year for the state of Virginia is John Ferguson of Radford High School. Who is receiving a check for $2,500. And that's what he would clap for. The selection committee was not only impressed with John's teaching philosophy, methodology, and content. We were even more impressed by the letters of support for his candidacy from administrators, parents, and students. One administrator who had observed John in the classroom praised John's, quote, innovation, creativity, and a deep commitment to student learning. He challenges students, she continued, to think critically and collaborate effectively by interweaving curiosity, creativity, and academic rigor. A parent spoke of John as a mentor and role model who ignites a genuine love of learning in his students. A former student praised the creative way used in his class to teach the American Revolution, a game that he developed with clues scattered throughout the school building to help students understand the meaning and significance of each event from 1763 to 1776 in bringing about the rupture of the British Empire. So, John, we are proud to honor you this evening with the Teacher of the Year Award for 2025-26 and its check for $2,500. And you honor us by your significant contributions to the education of young people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was very nice. Let's have everybody, all the Fergusons. Come on up. Come on, Mom. There's another Teacher of the Year up here with us now. I know, something's in the water.
One with the family fest, and we'll do another one for this.
Oh,
Good try. This is everybody. There we go. All right, Lord, the paparazzi's got them. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Thank you for coming up. We got one more. So, I mean, isn't this really cool? This is really special. And so there's one more chapter in the John Ferguson book that I'd like to bring to your attention. I know this meeting would be long over if it weren't for John Ferguson. Where did he go? Is he changing the diaper?
Oh, we're not done with you yet.
So I was contacted by the folks from History Day, and it turns out that Mr. Ferguson has been awarded the Teaching Excellence Award from the Virginia History Day group, and we have a video that proves it.
Excellence Award that we have a certificate. Teaching Excellence Award for a teacher who really demonstrates a great example of bringing the Virginia History Day model to their classrooms and helping students to build those research and argumentation skills. And that award this year goes to John Ferguson from Radford High
School. Okay. Very nice. We're very proud of you.
Congratulations.
And we're glad that your family was able to join us. Dr. Hayes and guests, we appreciate you coming up this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right. So celebration's not over. We've got more celebrating to do. Mr. Ferguson can take a break. This time we're going to draw our attention to the Virginia School Boards Association Business Honor Roll recognition. And tonight we would like to recognize Rob Barron with Barron Entertainment. At the last meeting, we ran through some things that Mr. Barron has done really to help the school division, the students, the staff, the community. I won't read these again, but those include some statewide training with the Virginia Literacy Plan. Mr. Barron helped install new audiovisual systems earlier and then provided exceptional support for this event. They had comments about how They had never been to a location that had more support for their production than with Mr. Barron. At McCarg, when we experienced issues with our sound system, Mr. Barron came to the school with some of his own equipment for a parents program. Since that time, he's come to the school to evaluate our system and our needs, and he's going to come in on a Sunday and upgrade our system at McCarg. And the Virginia 250 Mobile Museum was here a few weeks back, and they had problems with one of their displays, and they called a few people, and we weren't able to help them. And I said, well, I think you should probably just go ahead and call Mr. Barron. And he came, it was like 15 minutes. He was there. He came sliding in on 2 wheels. He fixed the program, and the Virginia 250 Mobile Museum lived to see another day. So all that is just, really, it's above and beyond what we expect from our vendors and our partners. So with that, we would like to recognize you as our VSPA Business Member of the Year. And we've got you something a little special. You guys want to come around?
Oh, here we go again.
So I don't want to get my fingerprints on it, but I'll let you hold it and put your fingerprints on it. Yeah. So Barron Entertainment, the Virginia School Boards Association Business of the Year. Why are you always in the front?
Because it's put her in front of me. Congratulations.
Thank you. Absolutely. The floor is yours. Oh, nice.
I'd like to take just a moment and to bring up my family who make this all possible. If I could bring you guys up here, all but one, that is. My daughter's not with us today, but I am nothing without them. The business is nothing without them, and they are the inspiration, along with everyone in this room, for everything that we've done for the school. The school has put out amazing products. I've seen this since the oldest, my daughter, coming through. At one point I had a child in every school in the city, and so I've definitely seen how this system works, and it's inspirational. The products that were put out, I wanted to make sure that people could hear them, for one, and we can definitely do that now. We get a lot of amazing productions. So if anyone hasn't come out to see anything at the Bobcat Theater or to take advantage of any of these new things that we've put in place, please do that. It's an amazing product. But seriously, thank you, and thank you to my family.
Here you go. Last year during our beginning of the year convocation, Mr. Barron agreed to come help me set things up. And about halfway through, I looked in the crowd, and there he was with his iPad, keeping everything in order. And I felt really bad that he had stayed that long, because hardly any of that was of interest to you, I don't think. Okay, well, you're just saying that. Well, then I looked up at the end, and there's Mr. Barron still taking good care of us with the iPad. He had wireless, levels and all the things. So it just meant a lot to me to look up. I told Dr. McDaniel, I felt so bad, but I felt so good that you were still there. So I appreciate that very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
To see Jerry King too. So.
Okay, Jerry King. Okay, I'll give you that. That was pretty special. So thank you very much. Okay, well, guess what? Now it's time to celebrate our surplus items, okay? Sometimes we have stuff that gets old and it's no longer useful, and we want to sell it. So we're not going to worry about reading through this list. I just wanted the board members to know that we take good care of our equipment, but when it's time for it to go, it's got to go. So Mr. Graham and Mr. Howard take good care of that as far as operations and technology. So we'll zip right through that. Next up, we have, if you wouldn't mind helping me, Ms. Carrie Long, our Director of Finance, is going to discuss with us a budget amendment. That's for this fiscal year. Don't get excited. We don't, Richmond hasn't come through just yet, but we do have some business to take care of for this fiscal year. Ms. Long?
Okay. So we'll begin with the, there are no changes to Fund Zero, which is the textbook fund. Let me start up at the top. So our original budget was $50,298,738. We are asking to amend it by $903,000 for codes, and so that's what we've done here. Our enrollment for K-12, our K-12 virtual services, the enrollment was lower than we expected, so we didn't need as much money in that particular categories. So we also got some money for security upgrades. Mr. Howard had secured some security grants for us, and the state came through with a staff bonus, so we have allotted for that. And then we needed to put some more money in our maintenance purchase services. And then down below talks about where the revenue came from. And so most of it came from the the state security grant, and from some local funds. If you'll scroll down a little bit, okay. And then the next one is the no changes to Fund 2, which is school nutrition. Changes to Fund 3, we had some unspent funds from 24-25 that related to the all-in grant. So we are now, we need to increase that budget so that we can spend that money. And the health insurance fund, some of the costs have been a little bit more higher than what we originally budgeted. So we are going to increase that one also. And it'll come from the funds that particular fund generates, such as interest on money that we have in our account, and increases in our funding for the rebates we get for our prescriptions. And then we're making a small change to the Region 7 Virtual Academy. That's for a bonus for the staff member there. And also for funding through the state provided funds to give the staff at Southwest Virginia Governor's School also a bonus. So that is the reason for that adjustment there. And then we have a summary of all our funds. And do you all have any questions? Is there anything you want to add?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
That was very nice. Thank you. So again, this is funding for this fiscal year, and when it reaches a certain threshold, we need to, which we will later, we'll need to approve that. Any questions? Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Long, very much for that. All right, next up, I'd like to bring to the podium Ms. Jane Cox, and she's going to update us on some EdFlex waivers. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Thank you very much for the opportunity to give you a quick preview from the midst of title grant application season. I just wanted to let you know about a new opportunity that we have this year that is related to our Title IV grant for next year. I thought I did it right, Mr. Dye, but it's not clicking. Oh. Well, then I'll just give you a little preview. We're going to apply for a waiver that we don't know if we need yet, but by the time we'll really know if we need it for certain, it'll be too late to apply. So I'm just going to give you a preview of the process and the benefits of applying for this waiver. We're going to apply for a waiver called the EdFlex waiver related to our Title IV grant for next year to let us keep some flexibility in how our funds are used. Wow, the buttons work very well, very, very sensitive. How about if I just give you a little point over there and we'll just get the next one will be great, and one more. There we go. Good thing that Barron Entertainment is here because I'm really ruining this.
Don't make me call Mr. Barron.
The Title IV funds can support activities in our school division in 3 categories. One is well-rounded education, and funds can be used for support and access to instruction in any of the content areas. It can be literacy, math, science, social studies, foreign language, fine arts, physical education. We really have a wide range of activities that can be supported through that category. Category 2 is safe and healthy schools, and it includes programs like anti-bullying and mental health. And category 3 relates to the effective use of technology and making sure that students have access to technology. Any divisions that receive over $30,000 must allocate funds from their grant across all 3 categories, and has very specific percentages, like not less than 20% in well-rounded and not less than 20% in safe and healthy schools, and some proportion in effective use of technology. But so far, we are just below that $30,000 threshold. Our 2025 allocation was right at $25,000, which was actually a little less than we had for our 2024 grant. So we're close, but not quite at that threshold. Currently, all of our Title IV funds were being used for this school year for salary and benefits of one of our literacy paraprofessionals at Bell Heath. But we're going to be able to move her position over to the Title I grant, so she'll be with the other literacy paraprofessionals on that grant for next year. And we were able to do that, her full salary out of that well-rounded education category, because we were under the $30,000 threshold. But the potential issue is that the fine Title IV folks at the VDOE have said that we should expect an increase in funds for next year, which is great. But allocations will not be announced until the fall. But we have to submit our application for next school year by July 1st. And in fact, we'll do it right after next month's school board meeting when I fill you in about our whole application. But if we find out in the fall that we get more than $30,000, then it's too late to apply for the waiver to just spend our funds in one category like we've been doing. So it would be too late to apply. So we are going to look at this solution of applying for a new to us EdFlex waiver. So it's been around in other states since 1999, but new to Virginia this year. And EdFlex allows flexibility in certain federal requirements within these grants. So for example, for the Title IV grant, it lets divisions decide if we want to spend a grant more than $30,000 in just one category or maybe 2 categories instead of having to spend across all 3. And based on what we would like to apply for next year, we do want to be able to keep our spending in one category, which will be well-rounded. So we're applying for what the VDOE calls Waiver 3, which is increased flexibility in Title IV spending. And that waiver will allow us to just, even if the allocation ends up being above $30,000, we'll be able to continue to spend in just well-rounded like we have been. So the timing is certainly a consideration. The waiver application is due June 10th. So that's before we would know the final allocations, and it is also before we have to submit the Title IV application. And for divisions like ours, in a situation where we are likely to go above that $30,000 mark, they're encouraging us to go ahead and apply for the waiver, just in case. And one requirement of the waiver is a public comment period, which is going to start now and run through June 5th. So the information and the opportunity to make comments is posted on the RCPS website now, and we've also just put paper copies in the lobby. And it's fine if we get 0 comments. They have reassured us about that we would just include that in our waiver application, that we did go through this public comment process and no comments were made. So the plan is conduct this required public comment period, submit the EdFlex waiver application in June at the end of the public comment period, and then at the June school board meeting, I'll be back to share with you a lot more details about the Title IV grant application for next year, as well as Title I and Title II. And we will need your approval for those grant applications next month, but for tonight, it really is just for your information, just to keep you in the loop and keep you informed about this waiver. We don't have to have this approved. And then in the fall, once the final budget is announced for Title IV and it's confirmed that we have gotten the waiver, then we just amend our application to reflect the actual budget, which, you know, at that point, if the waiver's been approved, we're happy for it to go above $30,000. Okay. Do you have questions? And if you think of anything between now and next month, I'll be back to talk more about the grants, and I'll be happy to go into any more detail then.
Thank you for all your hard work in this.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next agenda item is our summer school schedule. That's basically for your information. We're happy to answer any questions. Just highlight the dates for you. June 8th is when we'll begin at all 3 schools. And got a couple of breaks in there, and the hours are a little more user-friendly, but that's just summer school at a glance. Any questions about summer school?
Do we have teachers lined up?
Okay. It's probably handy.
That was me along the lines of the questions I had, whether we have enough teachers ready and available to do so, and do we have enough students that meet the justification for it? Or are we just speculating at this point?
Well, we kind of have to guess at this point, but
Sure.
we'll be sending out those letters to students soon.
Okay.
And then, I think some of the principals have already started reaching out to teachers.
Okay.
At least a couple of them already have teachers lined up, ready to go.
Sure.
And then we'll adjust that based on how many students actually come in.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. You have had a chance to look over our salary scales. There were some adjustments I made to very few salary scales. All of them reflect the 2% raise that we expect, at least a 2% raise from the budget coming from the General Assembly. But we have also made a few tweaks to the sub rate. We have increased the sub rate in a few places because of how much we value those folks in our division. We have also tweaked the beginning scale of our teachers just a bit to make it and to make it more competitive and to keep it as competitive as it is. Those are the. Oh, we also have. Well, you'll see later that we've added the stipends for the custodians, so their scale changed a little bit. What am I forgetting? Paraprofessional scale has changed just a little bit. We want to mainly stay competitive with our scales, but mostly this reflects the 2%. Not great changes here, but the 2%. Now, if that changes from Richmond, we'll come back and visit this again. But right now, it's the 2% adjustment. Any questions on the surface? This will come up again a little bit later in our meeting, but right now I'm happy to answer questions. Okay, Mr. Dye, enrollment right there at the 1,600 mark, which is sort of our watermark, and our virtual students at 1,519. Like Ms. Long said earlier, that's a little bit, well, that is a little bit higher than it was. It fluctuates a little bit, but when she created that budget amendment, it was a bit lower. So they have the flexibility to move that enrollment around just a bit for a total of 3,119. We will look now at attendance. So monthly attendance report overall 94%. Our weekly winner, Bell Heath. Is Cole still here? All right. Year to date is also Bell Heath. Good job by those folks. And our overall district attendance to this point is hovering right at 95%. So we're pretty happy with that. We'd like to see a spike here at the end as the kids' testing season rolls around. All right, so we're looking at year to year, and just keep in mind that the number on the left is very small. So these increments, while the graph looks like it drops quite a bit, it's only 1 or 2 points. So everybody is hanging steady, with a few of our schools increasing year over year, including Bell Heath. Dalton Intermediate School has had a good year so far through April, as has the high school. So we're proud of the work that the families do to get kids here, the work the kids do to get here, and then our staff taking care of them once they're here. Thank you, Mr. Dye. Student behavior report. We'll skip straight to the link if you don't mind, Brian. So McCarg, month to month is about the same as is year to year. So very proud of that. Month to month for Bell Heath is right about the same, but way down from a year ago. Thank you. Dalton, again, a significant drop in our major incidences from last year, but just a tick up from last month. We can live with that. And then the high school, a tick up from last year and in March, but I think we've had more school days in April. Mr. Simpson, I see you've come off mute. Do you want to say? Prom season. Prom season. Okay, right. Yeah, and spring fever and all the things, so we get all that. So we will not hold that against them. So policy updates that we include in our agenda each month. Today I would like to talk to you about a policy update that really is not a policy, it's a regulation. I want to express this to you guys. You don't necessarily need to vote on it. This is a regulation from policy GCJ. And what Ms. Schul has done quite nicely is cleaned up a lot of the language to reflect our practice. So what there was some confusing language about from 1991 was the last time this was visited. So we weren't doing the things the same in 91 that we're doing, 35 years later or 25 years later. So we've updated the language to be more accurate to our practice. Okay, so the revision from 1991 did not match our practice. What we do as far as exempt personnel, professional personnel, principals and assistant principals, licensed instructional staff, administrative office support, it's on the back, school-based support, operations, and bus drivers. So this matches our practices that are reflected in previous language. We cleaned that language up. And we've also added the Fair Labor Standards Act language to non-exempt, which folks are, that cannot file for overtime, and our exempt staff who I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Exempt is you can not, help me, Carrie.
Or Stephanie.
If you're if you're exempt, you can't take overtime. So this language was cleaned up to define exempt and non-exempt for all of the positions that I mentioned to you. Basically, 91 we did things a certain way. We've kind of morphed now to 2026, and we needed the language to follow that. And I'm sure you have questions about exempt and non-exempt, but I can't help you with that. It doesn't make sense. It's like fiction and nonfiction. Nonfiction is true. All right. Any questions about the language being cleaned up? Okay, good. Thanks for bearing with me. Mr. Grimm, can you come up and talk to us just a little bit? You can. Now just sit there, right? There's a seat next to you. Get a little closer. There you go. Miss Long, I'm sorry.
Well, this is my favorite part of the meeting. Last month I wasn't able to share a quarter report on our expenditures, but surprise, I added the month of April, so you got 4 months. But everything really looks well. I don't know if Brian could bring up.
Sorry, I was trying to get you on
Oh.
I bet she doesn't care about that.
So if we'll look, we are not quite spending as much as what we did in fiscal year 25, but I do expect that to change this upcoming month. We are waiting still to receive the bill for the virtual students air services there, and that's a fairly large bill, so that's, by this time last year, we had at least made at least one payment on it. So that's part of the reason for the, where we're a little bit underspent. In Fund 1, now school capital projects, right now we're not spending any money out of that account, so that's the reason for it to be underspent. But everything else is over what we spent last year. Again, we've been talking about the health insurance quite a bit. You'll see that it is, but I expect it to start to kind of flatten out and be fine. We're still very healthy in that account, and I don't feel like there really is anything to worry about unless there's something that is out there that we have, just haven't known about yet. So, but anyway, that is through the month of April. Questions?
Carrie, I know that you and I always have this conversation, and I enjoy it thoroughly, but I always make the same comment after every time you present that, and always thank you for being so well prepared. I enjoy the reports, but, sadly, I do get very excited by a well-appointed spreadsheet, and nothing's more fun than an Excel page. So with that being said, I always like the budget sensitivity right now, Commonwealth-wide, I think is a fair statement to make. But looking at these, I always appreciate the fact you do present it in a way that's understandable, reasonable, outside of the accounting world. And a reminder for everyone, as you're looking at it, it looks like there's a bunch of money there. There isn't, but the way that the budget is allocated should be, is that you have those things that are known expenses that are just not due and payable yet. As you pointed out, they are coming. The budget's allocated for it. That's not money sitting there we can go out and take the wish book and start spending. But, you know, just bear it in mind, I think it bears repeating for everyone. It's nice we have a full audience, but for everyone looking online as well, that money's already spent. It's well allocated for other things, and even some other things, the capital improvement projects that you pointed out. I'm looking at those numbers with some conversations that we've had recently going, it's gonna be okay, right?
Yes.
You know, it's because we are very frugal, but again, thank you for that. And I do enjoy your presentations.
I trust you implicitly.
That makes all of us. And to that point, Mr. Graham would like to, no, come on up. I'm serious this time, and you're next, sorry.
Any particular piece you'd like me to speak of?
The gym?
The gymnasium. Well, actually it goes back a little bit. So what we're looking at are some accessibility concerns regarding the gymnasium and a good portion of the high school campus, Dalton campus. That started last fall with an accessibility audit that we had completed by a company called PIM. They have completed that and shared those pieces with us and helped us come up with short-term and long-term goals to remediate as many pieces as we possibly can within the short term. What's the budget impact for those pieces for each of those remediations, and then what are really long-term goals that are really capital improvement projects to be able to get there. And then we need to prioritize those, and we have done that. That's in addition to the other facilities assessment that we're doing, which is just the nature of our buildings, which will add additional pieces and layers to that. So now we've gone in and we're working with ZMM Architectural Engineering firm. We have several projects going on, but one of those is to improve the bleachers at the high school. Not only just handrails, but places for handicapped individuals to be able to sit and access that higher location on either side of the gym floor. We've looked at that and have a pretty good plan in place, working with the city to be able to figure out where we're going to head with that, to be able to financially back that project and then move forward. We do have a state bidding contractor who is interested in that project as well too, which will allow us to avoid the bid process by going in with that previous contract bid. And we're kind of excited to be able to move forward because the gymnasium has, it's a great location, great facility, but it's not serving all of the needs that we needed to do right now. So hopefully we'll be able to take care of that. I do not have a time frame, obviously not over the summer. We couldn't even order bleachers that quickly and get them back in. And so that's one of the first steps going forward to make sure we have the right seating capacities and accessibility for everyone that's involved. So that's been a big project, been bringing lots of people together to make sure we can figure out all the little hurdles that might be in place, no pun intended. So.
Well, I do want to thank you for bringing together ZMM, the city, a couple of members of our board, myself, athletic representatives, school administration representatives, so that we could all tour the gym together and just know what devil is before us. And I left there pretty positive about there being a solution, and so I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, it was a long way around, but I think we finally got back to the point where we have a solution moving forward, so that's pretty exciting. So.
No, I appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
That's
Thank
it? Okay, then we're on to reports of the board members, and Cole, we always like to give you the floor first.
All right. So everything is going well at the high school. We are so close to the end of the year, and there's definitely excitement in the air as we approach many of our end-of-year activities. To begin with, our spring sports, we're now approaching the end of the season. Each team is hoping and looking at playoffs as we finish up our regular season games. The boys soccer team will have a hectic schedule next week. They have 4 games scheduled and then graduation following those. But the team has clinched its playoff appearance, so they are looking forward to region play following those regular season games. The girls soccer team is also approaching the end of their season. The team had senior night last night with some emotional senior speeches to end their time. Softball has its senior night at 5 p.m. today. The baseball team has 2 games left, and they have also clinched their spot in the regional playoffs. There is going to be a home track meet tomorrow at 4:30, hosting 7 district teams. The high school will also host another track meet next Tuesday and will compete in the region meet on May 29th. And the girls tennis team is undefeated right now and ranked first in the region, doing very well this season. Both boys and girls teams have a match today against Carroll County. There are only a few tennis matches left in their regular season before they will start the playoffs. It's always a sad time around now when our sports seasons are approaching their end, but it's also an exciting time for our athletes to begin competing in the playoffs, and we're very excited to see what our Bobcats can do this year. Our musical Annie was a great success. Around 60 Dalton and high school students put on a great performance over the whole weekend. Each showing of the musical had a great number in attendance, and many think that it was the most we've had overall recent musicals that we've put on. Our Bobcats worked extremely hard putting together the show, and I'm so happy that many people could come out and support the Bobcat Theater Company. Our RHS band and choirs each had their concerts recently. Our fine arts students had the opportunity to perform their gifts in front of very large audiences, and they all did very well. This past Saturday, Radford High School had its prom at the Highlander Hotel. The week leading up to prom, the high school had its Spirit Days, where students could participate in fun dress-up themes. Prom was a success. The senior floor show began at 7 p.m. and the dance began once our prom king and queen were announced. So congratulations to Jaden Hendricks and Mary Jane Luckett for winning our prom king and queen. The decorations and arrangements for prom were very nice, so thank you, one, to the Highlander Hotel for having us, but also the prom committee and everyone involved for making all the arrangements and making it a great event for our students. Following prom at 11 p.m., after prom began at the Radford Rec Center. The night was filled with food, fun, and prizes. There were giant inflatables, carnival games, and competitive group games all night to keep our students entertained. Thank you to those who helped make the event special, those who donated prizes, food, everything. I continue to hear great things about how much fun after prom was. Overall, the whole night, prom, after prom, everything was a great success, and people worked very hard to give our students an amazing time. As Mr. Simpson mentioned in the last meeting, we have many upcoming events for seniors in the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow, the CTE Awards ceremony will be at 9:30 in the morning, and the Radford Theater will show the senior video at 7 p.m. On Thursday will be our academic awards ceremony, and the Friday will be the senior sports banquet. Next week, we also have many more fun events, kicking off graduation week with baccalaureate on Sunday, the Jimmy Awards on Monday, and the senior breakfast and potluck on Tuesday. And finally, the day that everyone has been looking forward to, the next Friday, when the seniors will walk through the halls beginning at 8:15 a.m., and fingers crossed, graduation ceremony taking place at 7 p.m. that night. So please come out and support all our graduating seniors. At the last meeting, I reported that there were 32 days until graduation. As time flies, I hate to report there are only 8 school days left until the seniors graduate. Even crazier, our seniors only have 3 more days in the classroom. The end of the year brings along many emotions for many people, including sadness, joy, and relief. Despite what emotion anyone is feeling, I know that we all have a sense of pride. I hope that we can all be proud of the hard work and dedication that our seniors and all other Radford students have put in this year. As we are approaching the end of the year and students are finishing up the rest of their work, the halls are definitely filled with happiness and excitement of what is to come. I look forward to all the fun senior events upcoming in the next couple of weeks, and I hope that the rest of the school year goes well for everyone. So, yeah.
Cole, will you tell us your post-graduation plans? What's next for you?
Is it on right now? Okay. I will be attending Washington and Lee University in Lexington, and I will be playing football and studying biology and pre-health professions, hoping to become a physical therapist or something else in the health field. So that's what I'm planning to do.
That's awesome.
Very nice.
You've just done such a wonderful job bringing your report every week. We appreciate you. Okay, anybody else?
I would just share a couple things that have happened. One, the Region 7 Virtual Academy had a meeting. We don't have that many every year, and they're always extremely concise, I think would be a good way to phrase that. Would that be fair, Dr. Joyce?
Yeah, they're streamlined.
It's like a good roller coaster. It's all thrills, no frills. So you got to hold on tight when you get there. But it's well worth it. They did share some things about the changes within the online virtual academy and some ideologies around introduction and mitigation of artificial intelligence programs as well, which I think is always good. And we're starting to see some of those things filter over into our, in-person region as well. I've had a conversation multiple times through industry as well as through education saying, clients look at me saying, well, AI is going to replace my job. No, it isn't. The person who understands how to utilize those tools will replace your job if you're not that person. So I think we need to understand that and really brace ourselves. And Mr. Barron, to your point, the products we produce need to be enabled to use those tools. I think we're going that way. Cole, you brought up a phenomenal point that leads into other things as well. We're getting ready for graduation. I actually will be honored to be attending another graduation at New River Community College, our partner right up the road, this coming Friday. They have two celebrations coming, so that's forthcoming. But it is the reward for all the effort and things that you've put into it. It's, to those in the room who are administrators and educators and parents, it's the reward for all those late nights, early mornings, long, long weekends, the tears, the blood and sweat that comes along with those things that happen as well, trying to convince your young person to get up. Ken, I know, bless your heart, you and I have had those days of sweat and tears in many days in the back of a truck loading stuff for the band. A resounding thing that I heard tonight that's, I think, sums up the experiences since the last meeting that we had, for me at least. It's a matter of pride. But if you look at overall everything we heard tonight and everything that I've heard in the meetings that we attend, every time I have the opportunity to wear the Rockin' R and be out in public, it's the passion. It's the drive. It's the why behind the what. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate that as a board member and a community member to be able to bring that to the board and recognize that on behalf of the parents and the students, the generations of students that have come in to do that. It's truly amazing as we send you out into the world, our MGA students, our band students, our history students. What do we see the commonality there? It's the passion. Our athletic students. It's the passion behind it. So thank you all for sharing that. I know it's not easy. Ken, to your point, they didn't have to, but they did. We know they did. We didn't make them do it, but they had to do it because they needed to express that. And we advocate for that here. The meeting that we went to over at the gym was a fantastic example. We watched administrators and local, administrators as well as school administrators come together with Dr. Joyce and a couple others to brainstorm, find a creative solution that's affordable to fix a need in the community. Why? Right now we have a couple students who can't enjoy the facilities. So we're going to fix it. The transparency of how we do that is the difference in public perception. Okay? The MGA students, I thought it was beautiful tonight when they were talking about it. They said, this has changed my life. You're right. My own daughter is an example of that. She took her experience through MGA. She served the community to get her hours. For those that didn't, are a little late. Whoops, it happens. But, in the band, she learned to serve the community in the Bobcat Nation as it is. And, your passion for the band, I love it. I've seen it. I've seen you with it. So we do get it, and thank you all for sharing that. But take it with you, take it as it goes. It does develop into other things later in life, and I've seen that. That's the product we put out, Mr. Barron. You and your family, and our families all alike. Our differences are beside the fact that we all put out that same product, that passion and that pride in what we do. So to all those who are going to be, I'll be at New River's graduation this Friday and Radford's graduation next Friday. Please let it work out. If you're connected with everything, my friend, but if your family has any connections with the weather, listen, I'm in for 20. I'm just saying, if it helps. But anyway, Madam Chair, that's all I had. I know it's a bit wordy, but you know, it's not an Excel sheet. You don't have to study for this one.
Thank you for that. Okay, who's next?
Okay, I'll go. One of the things that we did this month is we had our listening tours at the schools, and I look forward to that. I enjoy hearing things from our administrators and our educators and guidance counselors and even students. My door is always open if anybody ever wants to talk. I am always available, but I just enjoy going to the schools and hearing mostly positive things. So that I enjoyed that, and I'm sure you guys can all talk about your experiences as well. But I did want to mention that. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about really quick was the ACE raffle that we're doing. I wanted to give everybody an update. We have a $5,000 sponsor for that. And part of the sponsorship was that we would name it after whoever sponsored it. We would name the raffle, so it's got a long name and you guys get to hear it. It is the Lunch Pail Defense Foundation Win-Win Raffle for Radford ACE. And we have over $7,000 that has been raised so far, and I'm just really excited because that will go through now until sometime in November. I'm not entirely sure when the last home football game is, and that's when we'll draw a winner. So we're going to be talking to local businesses and getting more sponsorships, but it's going really well, and I've been really pleased with that. And I could not do it without Margaret Sproul and Jamie Little. We make a great team, and I'm not kidding. There are so many moving pieces, and of course, as we go, we've had to tweak a little bit, which we kind of knew that we'd have to do that. But they have been fantastic, and we work well. So I just wanted to give that quick update. That's all I had. So.
And with the announcement of the $7,000, the winner gets half of the cash, so go buy your tickets now and bust that $1,000.
10%. 10% of that cash.
Oh, we changed it.
No.
No, I mean, this was an early.
Yeah. No, you're good.
This was our wishful thinking.
Yeah, wishful thinking. Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But even at that,
Yes. I mean,
$7,000,
$7,000.
10% is.
That's good.
It's more than pocket change.
Right? I'm all about it.
It's more than pocket change. I want to echo Amanda's thoughts about our listening tour. It was very interesting. At the middle school, you need to shampoo the carpets.
Oh, okay.
You need to paint the bathrooms.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
And create more parking.
Yes, ma'am.
No complaints about other things.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor.
Merely facilities. I mean, singing the praises of administration and teamwork and the family that they have there. So,
Well,
it's all on you to fix that one.
I will say that Mr. Grimm's working on the bathrooms as we speak. Mr. Freeman will have us a parking lot in the morning.
Well, I thought Brian was going to take care of that.
I'll help you, buddy.
I will say, there was a suggestion of how to add parking there.
Oh, yeah.
That actually is fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
You're getting rid of the responsibility of mowing additional grass, but you're adding parking.
Okay.
That's not on the Google Doc that I'm going to share with him, by the way. But
Yeah, I know somebody, Mr. Grimm, who might be able to access some landscaping equipment. And,
Right.
I drive a Jeep, I can park anywhere.
Okay. Fair
okay,
enough.
Brian, you got anything?
Yeah, the Radford Rising. Whoever got to attend that was great to see. You know, it was just awesome. I love seeing. Oh, Jane, you wasn't done?
You go right
No, by all means.
Say amen.
Okay.
You go ahead.
All right.
Well, you might
all
want to
right.
add something.
Well, anyway, sorry. But it was, just a great thing to see kids engaging with one another, and I have to apologize to Miss McDaniel. I thought she was actually painting, like somebody painted her face.
Oh, no. Right.
I did not know.
It's okay.
I was like, oh, now I feel really dumb. But
You-
yeah,
You thought she-
it was. She was. She
You thought
played
that
the
she,
part good.
You
So
thought she put her makeup on the way to work?
yeah, and hit every bump on the way. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I don't know either of these men. I do not support the comments that just made.
But anyway, it was great. I love seeing all the kids engaging, and they had such a good time doing it. And I mean, the food was awesome. Mr. Piggy was pretty good too. You know, but I tried to get Amanda to try some, but she just wouldn't do it. She couldn't do it. But
You're ready, tell me there's more at the house.
anyway, so
Oh.
listening to Amanda, she's talking about her group that she had with the ACE program. You was talking about your group that you had, and the group that we had at the gym. And that's what it takes. You know, people get together with the right frame of mind, working, the wheels turn, and that's what gets things done. You know, that's what makes it happen. And so, as long as everybody's on board, that's the good thing. You know, that's what makes the world go round. Okay, Miss Jane, you have at it.
You did great. The food was good. The flowers were beautiful they were making, putting together.
Mhm.
The tour was fantastic. Going through the metal works and the building, and I just stand in awe of what these students can do and what these teachers can pull out of our students.
Mhm.
And the pride that those students in each one of those stations where we stopped. Oh, and we got to be on TV.
Yeah, we did.
At each of the stations where we stopped, students spoke, not teachers. Students shared what it meant to them, what they had learned, what they might do in the future. You know, you got a business card? I need some help with some stairs. It just is awe-inspiring, and I think Ms. Mosby and all the other people responsible for that day and for all of the programs we are initiating and promoting. And I see us growing in that area.
Absolutely. Very exciting. Yeah.
One more. Unless you want to do it.
No, this is board time, man. I'm out.
Okay. Well, we did have our trip to
It's been a long
Lexington.
time since we met.
Or Lynchburg, sorry. Yeah, Lynchburg. So we got to go down and see a community college, how they're engaging with their high schools down there. So they've set up, and hopefully we're going to get on the same page. I'm really excited about that, and I'm assured that we will eventually. But it's good to see, you know, the communities work. There's another example of how you work together, you make things happen. But they're actually busing their kids to the college. They're doing their classes, whatever it might be, welding, so forth, whatever. But then they're busing them back. So that's great to see too. And I hope that we're going to be able to tag along, but make it better than what I've seen. That's what I want to see. Anyway, there you go.
Okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. My husband was class of '69 at RHS, and he went with me for the tour, and he was just like, man, why didn't they have any of this stuff when I was in school? Because he went into that stuff. But anyway, it's very impressive. I was just going to chime in about Annie. I did get to see one of the productions of Annie, and it was awesome. That guy right back there was bald in Annie. I can't think of your name. Who was your character?
The character I was playing?
Yeah. Daddy Warbucks. Yes, I couldn't think of that name. And they had a real dog for Sandy. It was amazing. It really was amazing. Then I attended the Governor's School Awards last week, and just was amazed and proud of our students and their showing and their awards and recognitions. Our seniors were recognized. Joshua Osambora, who received a pretty nice scholarship, the one for Jenny Rice, mom and dad. I can't think of the name right now. Ellie Steele, Lydia Pratt, Alex Bartos. Those are our seniors. Then we have juniors coming back next year: Olivia Close, Miles Goff, Mickey Barron, and Lorelei Collier. So I'll be excited to see attend again maybe and see how you all end up next year. I know you'll make us proud too. All right. Are you ready, Ms. Swing, to read us into closed session? Oh, whoa, stop. Time out. Time out. Yeah, I do. Okay. Commonwealth of Virginia 457 plan is first thing on the action items. We didn't really talk about that, but that is a form of retirement that we can offer our paras and anyone else who might be interested. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
Any
All right.
employee that's interested in taking part of that plan is able to do so. It's
Okay.
sponsored by the state of Virginia, obviously.
Okay.
And it's a retirement,
Right.
option.
Okay. And right now, our paras don't have that. The rest of us are we're in the Virginia retirement system, but they are not. But this will be an option for them. So if you don't have any questions, I will entertain a motion to approve the Commonwealth of Virginia 457 plan.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, and so that passes. The budget amendment that Carrie, Ms. Long explained to us, that really is not, it's more about reassigning monies into different pots than where that originally was. So is there a motion to approve that amendment?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it passes. Salary scales, which right now reflect a 2% raise pending the state budget being approved. Is there a motion to approve the salary scales for 2026-2027?
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that passes. We have some surplus that we would like to remove from our building. And so is there a motion to approve the sale? Is it for sale? Okay.
Yep.
Of surplus for operations and technology.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and that's it?
That's all.
Okay. Now, Ms. Swing.
Madam Chair, I move that the board convene into closed session pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1 to discuss the appointment, resignation, and retirement of employees of the school board, as well as number 2, admission of students, and number 4, to discuss the protection of the privacy of individuals in personnel matters not related to public business.
All right. Is there a motion to accept this? No, it is a motion. Is there a second? Yeah, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So we're moving into closed session. I need a motion to convene in regular session, please.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, and Ms. Swing, if you'll certify this, the closed meeting.
Madam Chair, I certify that only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law, and only such public business matters as were identified in motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered in said meeting by this public body.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, and I believe we only have one item. We need to approve, a motion to approve personnel 1.0 as amended.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that carries.
Stand by.
All right, so the date for our next regular board meeting is June 9th, 2026. It will be at 6 p.m. here at the School Administration Building. Have a good evening. We are adjourned.